The first game of 2024 to really kick off the indie revolution of the past year was, in fact, Palworld. Now, of course, it kind of seemed like, okay, not even hindsight being 2020, but when this thing first made landfall, everybody was like, okay, cool, a cool Pokemon alternative at a point in time when that franchise couldn't be scraping the bottom any harder. You bring it out, and it's like, okay, cool, and it's massively multiplayer, and it's all online. And they have guns. I mean, that is a slam dunk victory. And as you can see, peak concurrent players at 2.1 million. That was fantastic stuff. And here we are, okay, 15 months later after its release, and it's still doing decent numbers. 18,000 people on a, sleepy Monday evening is nothing to scoff at for sure, but 34,000 people during, in between content updates is still nothing to scoff at all whatsoever. But now Palworld is going to be following up like its smaller budget brethren from 2024, and I'm referring to Helldivers, Helldivers 2 specifically, how it ended up taking the world by storm a couple of months later after Palworld debuted. And then it, in short order, ended up running afoul of its community and then completely falling off. Palworld, obviously, ended up getting, lawsuits by Nintendo, another stupid thing from them because they decided to patent the concept of Pokeballs capturing something in a spherical object. You think you could actually make that stand up in, a court of law? Still yet to see that one pan out. But no, still simp for Nintendo. The Switch 2 is going to be so fantastic in the long term. It's going to be great for the industry when games costing thousands of dollars to get all the content because you think you're going to get a complete purchase for $90 up front and they aren't going to microtransaction you out the asshole. Whatever, man. You continue to simp for stupid companies. But I digress. Helldivers 2 burnt their goodwill in a record amount of time, but Palworld, they're deciding to cause a stink a little over a year later. Case in point, with a new upcoming update, Palworld players demand Pocket Pair change Type 1, Type 2 bodies to male and female. Yeah, they're deciding to do the new popular thing in games where instead of having male and female options, you gotta have body type A and B, or in this case, body type 1 and 2. Numerous Palworld players are rightfully demanding that developer Pocket Pair change the game's Type 1, Type 2 bodies to male and female. Steam user, and this is where all of this shit is going down, Celestial Flea initially called the developer to change its Type 1, Type 2 bodies to male and female, posting on the game's Steam forums. Can we change Type 1, Type 2 bodies to male, female, please? He explained. So far, enjoying the game, it's really chill. However, even though it's purely cosmetic and doesn't really affect the game, I'd like to see the Type 1, Type 2 body types changed to male, female, respectively. It's a modern gaming trope that just irks me. We're all adults here. Obviously, nobody worth listening to would be offended by this change. Exactly. The thread, which was originally started on April 11th, is one of the most active on the forums and now has over 215 posts, with many people calling for this change to be implemented. One wrote, "Glad I haven't bought this game. The body type 1, 2 propaganda needs to be gone." Oh my god, I understand it, okay? And then, letting one transgression slide ends up being the impetus for an avalanche. I understand it, but when you just start to get so hyperbolic, oh my god, it's propaganda, oh my god, it's going to be the downfall of the West. Won't somebody please think of, women's rights or something like that? Some bullshit argument. Like, it's just absolutely insane. But it's still an issue to be addressed. It's just, can we just, calm down just a little bit? Yep, agree, it should be changed to male and female, wrote another. Still, another posted, "We need to stop catering to the mental illness as a societal norm. Male-female is the way." This would make sense. You already have either male or female pals, and they can only breed with one of each. Well, yeah, exactly, said another person whose long name looks like would be one of many pings on a call center register. Another indicated that they would buy the game if they made the change. Yeah, I'm sure, bro. Okay. Yeah, that was a deal breaker for me. I'd buy the game if they changed all of that crap. Okay. Now, the call for the change to male and female has also garnered the attention of Grums, who reacted to the report that an individual was banned from the Steam forums for arguing in favor of male and female, albeit it is unclear what the person was banned for. He wrote on X, Palworld breeding only works with male-female. Game can't function with just body types, and civilization can't either. But you point out that everything else in Palworld uses male-female signs, except humans who get body type 1 and 2. You allegedly get banned. Bring back male-female in games. Stop erasing them, and that's once again Grum's being a little bit, hyperbolic, culture warrior-y. There we go. In another post, he adds, let's make it happen. Let's ask Palworlds to bring a male-female to the character creators instead of body types. They already have male-female for pals. Why exclude humans? He then noted making this a change will likely boost sales, and referencing the recent changes Marek Timoninski and CI Games made for Lords of the Fallen. Bringing male-female back boost sales. Just ask Lords of the Fallen CEO Marek Timoninski, which I don't know if there's going to be time or if I have the ability to make a video specifically for the success of Lords of the Fallen, but they just did a massive update and it ended up getting into the top 10 of all of Steam sales, so good for him, man. Shout out. Hopefully, Lords of the Fallen 2.0 is the game that he wanted to release a couple years ago when it first came out, so hopefully it's worth your time this time around. Kern went on to share his opinion that he believes that Palworld did not make this change to any kind of ideology, but that it has already become normalized among developers. Yeah, and this is where I find this to be very funny, and where I'm gonna probably deviate just a little bit from other people in their response to this, because I've seen a lot of fervor about this. Because, well, of course, it's an easy subject to get bent out of shape over. But here, to be clear, I don't think Palworld is doing this for politics. I think the body types have sadly just become the norm at default in games, and we've seen this last year with the Dragon Quest developers as well, coming out and saying, yeah, it's just easier to capitulate to the West because they're nuts. We don't want to do it. We don't want to have to go through, jumping through all of the hoops with localization, and well, it's easier to, work with them instead of just pushing our own stuff against them. And that's why you're seeing, the Eastern gaming market completely boom and the Western market completely collapse. But we have, a little bit more to this story. As we've got Discord screenshots from the developers. Palworld, yes, I put body types into the game's creator because, and this is where I'm thinking this shit is hilarious, and we should probably, if there's going to be anything to promote, and if you're ever going to get behind one of these changes, this is the reason to get behind it, because Americans sometimes want to make very ugly characters. No, we don't. Now, most of us, please bring back female to male characters. You don't get it, There's a huge discussion in your Steam forums right now. Here's the thing, man. Like most of the models and the guns and the stuff are done by a middle schooler who's working part-time, the convenience, and they don't want to. The decision to make it Pokemons with guns is because they were worried that the game would be a global success unless they added guns, because it's Americans like to shoot things. The gender-neutral Type A character creator was likewise because Americans sometimes want to make very ugly characters. I mean, if you're going to be so explicit like that, like you just, there's some people that just want to make abominations, and the best way that we can go about accommodating that is by having type A, type B bodies. If you want to lean into something and to go ahead and just kind of re-engineer and reverse the narrative of the propaganda, that's the way to do it. If you're going to make monstrosities and you're going to affix that to the type A, type B, type 1, type 2 bodies, that's the way to do it. Just throw it right back at them. Okay, cool. You want to just go ahead and make whatever you want. That's fantastic stuff. You can have all the characteristics you want. You could just make them as close to the Dragon Age the Veilguard character as all of you freaks played. Just go with it, man. It's so fantastic. Otherwise, you just go ahead and create the character that you want over there. But we're going ahead. We're making this more inclusive. If you just want to make some type of troglodyte, you go for it. If you want to make something that looks like what one of those big old giant bastards, just rocking around with guns would go ahead and subjugate and have on the front lines of their armies, you go ahead and make that. If you want to feel represented and seen by having multicolored hair and more chins than a Chinese phone book, you do you, sweetheart. Make sure that your memes are not dreams and that they are in fact properly represented within the game. I think that is absolutely hilarious. Americans want to make ugly ass characters, therefore they just want to have the non-binary options. I think that's based as hell. So if you want to get bent out of shape for not having male and female there because you're erasing women, you go ahead and continue to simp for the bitches that are never going to touch your penis to begin with. I'll be over here laughing my fucking balls off because this shit is great. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I'm Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.